Today, the title of this journey is God said, I turn this candle with my own hand in your heart. So this is my journey which I will share. In my life, what God has done, the whole eternal life, I don't know how to say God. Thank you, bottom of my heart. He gave me so much, so many, beyond life death. I have so many journeys in all kind of dimension. In countless paradise and heaven. And He's so kind to me. He giving me more and more, taking the curtain away. And God of this creation, in my time, especially 21st century, He throwing this blessing, bestow His blessing like a rain. And I'm very much aware of this. This is not only because of, for me, as a Messiah. God revealing all those wonderful, hidden divine secrets because of mankind, also because of other creation. Because on earth, life is very limited. But even on earth, spirit is not limited in the body. Spirit can go beyond the life after death. She can cross many creation and eternal creation. Spirit is a most wonderful gift which God has given human creation and all those creation which are existing in the eternities. I know that every time I bring one journey beyond life after death, eternal life, I desperately, in my heart, want or wish that this journey can make mankind free from the cavefish. but whole life is through. As an old man, I still have a wish in my mind, in my universal consciousness, in my conscience, in my heart, that end of the day in my life, if there is a hope, I can open human heart. That what kind of most valuable gift keys God has put in His all creation and human creation. But they don't want to respond the call of God. And they are living. This is the reason they are living in pain, suffering, bad luck, accident, diseases, fear of death. But by all means, they have no time in their material marathon. They have set up their goal to be famous, to have a power, to make money, and to accomplish a happy life, but always, in the end, they are empty-handed and very miserable way. They say this world goodbye. And especially the time of death is the moment when this question arises, out of fear, out of worries, panic, where I will be end up now, what if life is continued? Actually, God giving a master key and revealing so much to this especially human creation. But in their busy schedule, they have no time for God. Even their lifestyle telling, we don't need God. We don't want God. We are not searching to come to know this God. Take this God and go wherever you wish. Religion also costs those. One side they give ethics, moral value, other side they confuse mankind. And the highlight is 21st century, that young generation leaving the churches, leaving the mosque, and they want to have nothing to do with this religion. Even more than this, they are becoming an atheist. They want to finish the need of God. Secular society also has no space. So, let me begin this journey. Otherwise, I will make a more morning traverside. But I should move on forward. I should do my best. What will be this future investment in my foundation for fellow men? This God cannot decide. I was traveling in heavens, which are the highlight point of vertical heaven. Horizontal paradise are much down, and to cross and come to the vertical heaven, you need a vertical light of God. I was flying this unknown heaven, observing those heaven, I felt that God of all creation, He makes His masterpiece. That billion years you don't feel any boring, because all the peace, all happiness, endless love, and spiritual assessment. We call in German Glückseligkeit. Is in those heaven. But God has passed away from there. Where God is, none will know. You don't have a one specific heaven where we find Him. In our life we call one eternity, but I'm the first one who say there are many eternities. And in many eternity, God creating many things new. And He's continue, not stopping. But He don't have any specific place in any heaven or in any eternity. All those heaven is magneting your heart and very deep. You missing only God, otherwise everything is given to you in those heavens. Same way, in paradise are also very empty. Seldom you find somebody. And those vertical heaven, much more empty. Million-year traveling, maybe once while you see the spirit who has filled with light. So I was flying and I have very mystics, enlightenment, other side, feeling. The only thing is missing presence of God there. There are so many creation in eternal life. Whoever entered in heaven, it has very high spiritual growth, spiritual light. Such a spirit never ever can forget their beloved Creator. In this spirit, every instrument in heart and spirit, and even the breath, a new wave of songs are composed there. Wherever such a divine spirit goes, with sadness, sometimes expressed in music, and express its own voice. Always calling God in such a vertical heaven. Therefore, such a divine spirit never stops in specially one specific heaven. They are always passing away and searching some meeting point where they can be with God a few moments. And this is the fulfillment for this divine spirit actually. Because a missing love of God, heaven was made by so such a divine spirit feel home. However, even there, spirit, such a divine spirit who filled with light and love of God, stay some heaven for a very short moment. Also in those heaven there are many monuments where God's footprint we can find, and those monuments are very special. So such a divine spirit stay a little time for those monument footprint where God was. Have visit and stay a certain time actually. Therefore, those heaven, all those divine spirit always feeling pain and burden of sadness, and as a homeless, never stay one specific places, and they continue travel a future heaven. Those spirit has very desperately feeling to complete their spiritual growth in love with God. Therefore, in any heaven, where all fulfillment is there, they do not stay forever. They are a wonderful heaven, wonderful palaces, wonderful service. For spirit who is in love with God don't feel any place home. So was in my situation. I felt homeless in every paradise, horizontal, countless, wonderful world. And I also feel vertical heaven, homeless. And never feel home without God. Actually, everything go back to downfall, but the great love which is for God in any spirit, such a spirit may even make their life and other life very colorful. They are the one who has given the taste to Prophet, Messiah, Sufi, Sadhu, Sant, Guru, Buddha. So very less spirit in the human creation. Leave all the fortune to meet God. all these wonders and wonder in all those paradise and heaven. This was created to give his own creation joy, happiness. Unfortunately, the way God has pushed his own creator, they also created bad luck for them. So most of the spirits are in hell dark dimension, light dark dimension, light middle dimension, where the darkness are, middle dimension, where always whirlpools are there, always problem, pain and suffering is there. But who is the reason for this? This mankind who have shown they are back to God. So, if there is a human creation or other creation who are stranger to God, they are the one who mark their own spirit that such a spirit is filled with darkness and want nothing to do with his creator. I wondered that even flower can forget their root, that which garden they have belonged to. But amazing human creation have forgotten God. Not only forgotten God, they say we are not researching God. I am happy without God. And many decide secular world, many decide atheistic, many decide religion, but fear from hell, hope for paradise. So they are very strange motivations. Only they know as a selfish human being what is good for them. Nothing else. While I was traveling in heaven, once while I saw spirit was flying. I do not know which creation they belong to, but they were full with light. Their light was telling their identity, they are very special spirit to God actually. They have not paid attention to me and I have not paid attention for them because they were the old strange creation being. I don't know who they are. But their identity was telling, their light was telling that love of God they have reached. Too deep, too intensive. in such a heaven which are transcends the time and space, you need a direct light of God. Otherwise you cannot be there. I also was there, and I was wondering what I am researching in such a wonderful, unique heavens. I was feeling strange, homeless, because spirit are went so far burning in the mystic love of God. So much desperate, intensive feeling they don't want to stay and settle down in any heaven. There are wonders and wonders. And there was a divine spirit who have got amazing light, horizontal and vertical light, was not feeling any place, any heaven, peace or home without God. I was among of them. I also was passing those heaven, and one amazing mysticness I was carrying on my spirit, but also one heavy sadness in my heart. I was asking myself, as I in all those heavens, nothing missing here. Before your wish is have a fulfillment. And God has fulfilled His all promises with you, not after life, after death, also while you are living with your body on earth. And all the eternal happiness God have make my spirit free from every caprice. And like a God say, all happiness, all Glückseligkeit is waiting for you. But it's not waiting for me. I was present there. All was serving me. No fear, no worry, no panic. Just all life of heaven serving you. The only one missing point was, like the other divine spirit, one missing moment was where all happiness became incomplete. This was missing and present moment of God. And in this case, I was very lucky. I had so much good luck. Even without promises, God made me so many times. So many times. So many times God has expressed His most deepest intensive love with me. And I was also aware that there are human creation came many prophets, many Messiah, and their whole life they meet God one or two times. And same way other creations. They made them very seldom with God. And then what happened to their love? There was a big question. What happened to this creation love for God? What happened to this prophet and Messiah in human creation? Afterward, the love of God. This is another sad, broken heart story that such a prophet and Messiahs, how much burden of sadness has given to God. I know this thing, I'm very aware. But I'm also very aware the most of human creation, they don't want to come to know God. They show their back to God. They want to remain distant from God. And even name of God and the content of God is boring for them. And they want to finish the need of God. In such a heaven coming, such a thought, while I was flying, I say to myself, forget this cruel human creation, or all or any creation who have forgotten God and who don't want to know God. I was asking myself, why you are so sad for such a human creation? or other fallen creation. And I was saying to myself, forget them, such a human creation and fallen creation. And you are so far came here and you are still thinking about them. My heart was saying even such a thought for the fallen creation and human creation in such a divine heaven, make this divine heaven unholy. What can be the most cruel fallen creation, cruel human creation, and that they make their own spirit filled with darkness and they're laying the foundation for their children also to end up in such a dark hell. What can be the most cruel act? Not only they causing their children, their loved one, that their spirit also filled with darkness, they're also blocking other fellow men not to meet God. While I was flying and I have such a thought, I saw in this heaven such an explosion like a countless atom bomb exploded. But this was exploded in light actually. I felt my heart that I will have a heart attack. Then I saw that God, the creator of all creation, He was coming to me. And all those countless universal light was shining behind him and was traveling with him. But God was out of this light. When I saw this, I fell in bow position. And the last thing I could think, oh Zahid, without promising, God always come to see you, meet you, and to share His love with you. And I was also same time worried. What I was thinking before about those cruel creation, fallen creation and human fallen creation who showing their back to God, how cruel they are. and I was thinking to forget them. Even don't look at even back. Let them fall in the darkness. At this moment, God was standing in front of me. He held my shoulder and let me stand up. He looked at my eyes, 2 eyes. Like 4 eyes. Then he said to me, "Oh Zahid, my heart, I have called you my own heart. If you have forgotten this, with my own head, with my own hand, with my own vertical light, I turn the candle. Candle of love in your home, in your heart. This is not only the candle, but there are so many sun of love which I have put. So you should keep my creation and this human creation where you come from. Keep this love what you have received from your Creator. I have not forgotten any of my creation. If they have forgotten me, so what? I even today remember them in love. Then God asked one question, "Oh my heart, in such a vertical, divine heaven, why you had such a thought that you want to forget them and let them go in dark hole like When I heard this thing, I was sobbing. I was speechless. I don't know what to say. I said, God, I am even shamed with my whole life the way I have served you and served fellow men. What I thought that with such a mystic love, I will go on for your will and bring fallen creation and this fallen human creation back to you. Now when I look at back, I see all the way I was wrong and incorrect, misestimated, underestimated. I wish there should be a better and 1,000 times, million times better than I. Who could bring you back in the fallen creation, fallen human creation? And I wanted to say more things, but God put His hand on my mouth. And this was the sign I must be quiet. After staring at me, finally God said to me, "O founder of my love, don't speak anymore. You have to speak more than enough." God was continue. I know my creation. I know myself. And I have declared, I have not found another one like you. Why you say such a thing? You don't know, since I have created my creation, even before one was not created. I know you even, and I know your love for me. I am the one who look every my creation deepest way in their heart, and then I formed you. And now saying such a thing, you want to give me more pain and sadness. Then Creator said to me, holding my hand, and said to me, you should see my all creation with my eyes and from my heart. And you have to fulfill all those promises what you have pledged in love with me. And I have fulfilled all those promises that I call you my heart. Then God says, I know your heart and I know your spirit. Is filled in power for me, but more this, you coming old, you start thinking, your body make you weak actually. Then God say, are you listening to me? I say, yes, my beloved Creator. My all senses are listening you. Then God again uplifted my face and say, I swear as a God, I will glorify you. I will give you my power and my glory and my own light, that this thought will never ever gonna come to you again. And wherever you will be in countless creation, all creation, when they're gonna look at you, they will glorify the only Creator, that God has given you so much love, power and light and glory. Then God put one question before me and says, there is something missing in those heavens. I was sobbing. Tear was falling my eyes. And I said, God, yes, one thing is missing. You are missing here. And God heard this thing. He held me in his arm and he gave me so much love. And my sadness was gone. Then God said, I want to once again say, leave you, but before I leave, I want to take your one smile with me. When I heard this thing, I was sobbing more, I was shedding more tears. When God saw I am not smiling, then God smiled and said, wow, your smile is very attractive to my heart. And continue smiling like this. What shall I say to God? Then slowly God went in his universal light and disappeared. Next day was a Saturday, and I always goes this day Frankfurt, and we share flyer, and we say our placard says, a wonderful gift by God. So when I arrived in Frankfurt, I was not even able to give the flyer. I just was watching the face of this human being. And when also time was over, my member was gone, I came back. And in the garbage, Multane, I was researching this flyer because the name of God was there. The picture of God was there. And my heart wanted to take all this flyer, which was in dirt, in garbage and mill. My heart was so broken when I see name of God and the picture of God in such a garbage and in this mill actually. Researching those flyers, I felt I'm so like a 10-year-old man. I didn't felt any energy anymore, so I sat down one bench and watching again human being. External, their faces looks good, beautiful. But I was watching same time their spirit, which was so ugly, cruel, that they make their own spirit so dark, worse than monster. And I was asking myself, who gonna tell this bitter truth? That pretty soon in the time in future, even they have all the fortune, good luck, they will say goodbye. And when they will see first time their own darkful spirit, how much they gonna cry out. At this moment, this darkful spirit, when they come out from body, always say, let me go back my old world. Let me go back my old world. And consistent, let me go back. Let me go back. I cannot live in this ugly monster, what I have done, my own spirit. Let me go back, I will be never same again. This time I will leave everything behind me, all fortune behind me, and I will research to have purpose of life and take away all my darkness away from my spirit. However, again, angel says, even they live 1,000 years, soon they will go back they will treat worse way God, and they will go back to, again, their cruel, selfish world and live for them, for themselves. I have shared this journey for the people who have a heart for God. Like a Jami, sometimes you see, when the children are born, they are written behind. Eine has for Kinder, one heart for children. Yes, they have a heart for children. Everything is fine. They have a heart for their partner. They have a heart for their friend, marathon of this worldly world. They have a heart for everything. But they don't have a heart for God.